Hello and good morning. I thought it was a good idea to speak broadly about spatial computing. There's been so many things going on in the past few days in relation to Nreal and Qualcomm and all the developer kits and Samsung. And let's come back to the Magic Leap 1. Now, Magic Leap has a new CEO, Peggy Johnson, and the question is, can Peggy Johnson take all the expertise and mastery that she learned at Microsoft and translate that into success at Magic Leap? I believe she can. The IP that Magic Leap has internally is amazing. It's exponential. And because of their refocus over to the medical field, back into surgical arenas, I believe their next prototype, the Magic Leap 2, will be an ultimate success, especially in certain niches as it relates to the medical field and to emergency operations and emergency responders, because their visualizations and their rebranding initiatives is going to allow them to refocus all of that capital into these areas where they need to really develop high quality hand tracking applications, integrations for eye tracking as well, foveated rendering. But again, coming back to their R&D initiatives, their next headset should be about, as they stated, double the field of view. Now, we've heard this before, the HoloLens 2, the doubling of the field of view. Don't expect 100 degrees field of view. I would expect doubling of the area, so somewhere around maybe 55 to 60 degrees field of view, but the optics will be much clearer. And there's another question I have in relation to how are they going to address divergence accommodation conflict. On the Magic Leap 1, you have 6 stacked diffractive waveguides, which infers 2 different focal depths, very near and out into infinity. They're the only spatial computing device that has attempted to do this. The Microsoft HoloLens has not, and Nreal, look at all across the entire market, especially in virtual reality devices. No one has even brought this up, and I've always been really happy that Magic Leap attempted to do it. They tried. It's not a perfect iteration, but if they keep building on these concepts moving forward, and potentially in the next prototype, Magic Leap 2, they could have 3, 4, 5 different focal depths out if they built upon this by simplifying the optic systems if they go over to a different visual-based system instead of diffractive waveguides with liquid crystal and silicon. All right, and again, coming back to their success moving forward, they have a lot of competitors in the market, to include Nreal Lite. Right now, you can buy an Nreal Lite for $499 that pairs with the Samsung S21. Which is incredible. I'll throw one of those videos up here that somebody had sent me. And across the entire industry, I think there's quite a few players that are going to utilize the Open Developer Kit from Qualcomm to implement iterations for spatial computing devices very quickly. You look at Vuzix, they came out with a new type of spatial computer here at CES just last month. And then this year, you're going to see an explosion of different types of near-eye display devices leading up into the Apple Eyeglass initiative. Next year, after their mixed reality device comes out, they're going to be competing heavily with Facebook. I see those two titans already battling it out in the marketing arena to try to get all of their users over into these privacy pyramids or no privacy pyramids, right? And Magic Leap also has to think about that as well, which is, again, I think they've had an advantage by rebranding and refocusing into a niche of surgery, medical fields, and doctors, emergency responders, and this is going to really help them segment themselves away from everybody else as they focus on entertainment. And many of the other industries are focused on that because that's what people want to do. They want to put on a headset and watch YouTube. They want to watch Netflix. They want to log into their favorite, Twitch streamers. You can do that on the Magic Leap now already, and I envision in the future all of those integrators are going to be absolutely designed and developed within the operating system. Now, Magic Leap does have a new firmware edition. I believe it's 0.98.10, and they have some cool new initiatives here where the system is automatically detecting your screens via shared experiences, volumetric experiences. It does take 3 to 5 minutes for that to show up, so it would just say, okay, that's a screen, that's a wall, that's a ceiling, that's a floor. And that's really amazing when you're taking into effect semantic understanding of your environment. That reduces the complexity of the computational load on the GPU, the NVIDIA GPU on these systems moving forward. So all of that kind of stuff, and Apple's going to utilize QR codes for that. And I envision many other companies are also going to do the same thing in relation to trying to reduce the rescanning of environments as you come into new new places you haven't visited before. But coming back to Magic Leap, I do believe they have an incredible advantage here. Especially thinking about broadly all the users that they brought in over the last 8 years. So many people were so excited about this development because of Rony and his vision and his ability to convey that kind of imaginative prowess, that magic of the Magicverse. There's many people out there that still believe in Magic Leap, to include myself. I want them to be successful. I think that was one of the reasons why I was such a significant critic, because without having somebody who is a critic, who is a naysayer, you can't kind of push the envelope forward. I always believe that's an important emphasis in internal companies, is to designate somebody in your company who is the person who's supposed to be the naysayer, who's the devil's advocate, because you don't want all that everyone always agreeing with the leaders. You must develop a bottom-up mentality where people down here see layers of improvement that can be integrated, and you need to have an open source communication methodology there. And I believe Peggy Johnson wholeheartedly believes in that kind of ideology in regards to leadership mentalities. And from what I hear about what she's doing internally, it's extraordinary. I applaud her. I'm so excited to see some of the new initiatives they've come up with. There's a whole host of new applications on the Magic Leap One that you can go on, new concepts. This one's really cool. It introduces like a parallax effect here in the trench in the ocean. I love it in the morning putting it on. And again, I envision in the future that when people wake up in the morning, your walls will be alive. There'll be 3D volumetric content that comes out, not just your offices and your screens, but you'll have little fishes, you'll have all kinds of, energetic things coming out and moving, and this is that digital twin of the world where we'll no longer be able to discern ultra photorealistic environments from our environments, and they're really on that path, and I can't wait to see what else they come up with. But I want to hear from you guys today. What do you think about Magic Leap and their future iterations, the Magic Leap 2 prototype? We know it's going to be lighter, smaller, more form-fitting, probably not as hot, may not be tethered. What kind of optics are they going to use? And what are your thoughts on how they move forward in keeping some of their current fan base, but also bringing in some new, interested parties across the world? Thank you so much for tuning in on this Friday. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful day.